part of our journey, and even in talking and in coaching, was that how could I run a business and be living in Florida and following my dream of being near the beach when I was running a business in Wisconsin. And I have put in great amount of effort and coaching in trying to just get that set up that I can do that. And so a lot of that has been with hiring the right team, getting good systems in place, and also just a lot of mindset work to be able to comfortably be so far away from my company and have trust that it's being run the way I want it to be when I'm not actually physically there. And there have been times when that has been challenging, that I cannot physically run and save whatever situation might be going on, and having to trust that my team has got it. And sometimes we fly back, certainly do that. We do spend a significant amount of time back in Wisconsin. We have an apartment there. So we do spend time with our team back there, and also just visiting the properties and doing work there and such. But the vast majority of the time, we are not anywhere near those properties. And that has been, I think, probably pretty cutting edge. So
Absolutely. And I think of it like when you were just speaking, I was like, but this is the way the laws of the universe work. You make the decision first, and then the ways and the means come in. But you won't see how to do something until you make the decision to do it. So it looked impossible to do this before you decided to do it. And you did it incrementally, like what I mentioned in a moment before. You first started snowboarding and then you moved full time. So you did it in stages. But once you made the decision, I'm going to do this full time, you had to figure out how to manage it. And it causes you to hire better people, and hire people that you do property management, right? That's one of
mhm,
the things that you do so well. And like, you can't be running in the middle of the night and saving the day if the plumbing goes out, right? Like that,
right.
you are just not the backup team at all. And so being away forces you to have better systems so
hmm
that you don't have to be the one doing that. And then my sort of, you mentioned that you're expanding across the country, and we've been talking about how to do this, and it happens incrementally, right? Like you had to do that Florida to Wisconsin. Well, now you know what it takes not to be the one saving the day. So you can now replicate this anywhere in the country, which is amazing.
Yeah, and actually, I just went through another stage where I had to move out of the way and let this grow beyond me. And that was in bringing in the volume of properties we brought in. We've doubled in size the last several years. Each year we've doubled in size. And there came to a point where I wasn't the one. I don't even know some of our owners anymore, which is unheard of and amazing and so exciting because I love our property owners. Of course I do, but it's just the representative of this. I felt was a big like barrier to expansion. Is like, I can't possibly do this on take this on. Like, I can't take on more owners. I can't take on more employees. I can't, all these things felt like a big, terror barrier. And it's like, I can't expand because my mental capacity to handle more was just not there. And so I had to, um, I had to hire the people and step out of the way and allow them to shine. And now I have amazing people in place. They are the ones who've built relationships. And I know some people can get really nervous about the team having those relationships and not the owner, and not, whatever the company is, and thinking that people will go and steal your customers. Yeah, they might, but I also know what it takes to build a business. And it's not for most people, or not for many, not for everyone. And so there's definitely going to be people that aren't going to be willing to do what it takes. And, building a business, it's a lot. It's not for the faint of heart. So, it's a lot
Absolutely.
of work.
Absolutely. So two things on that. So your company has not only doubled every not year over year, but last month, I believe, or was it July? What month did you have your first? I'm going to let you fill in the punchline because it's
Million
really.
dollar month. $1 million month is July.
It was July. She had her first $1 million month. That couldn't have happened if she was so in scarcity around being the one to, the brand, the head of the company, the one that everyone needed to know. She couldn't possibly have scaled that way to that level without team. And I happen to know that Wendy has this concept of like living the beach life and the simple life and not being trapped or locked into her business. And there's no way for her to have $1 million months and be the one that knows every single client and be the one who's having the beach life, right? Who has the freedom to work when she wants and take the kids to Disney World when she wants and go to the beach when she wants. This was her Florida dream. And there's no way to do that if you are locked into the mental frame of having to be the one.
Absolutely. And the other thing that just popped in my head when you were talking was just how much I want to help people. And I actually was limiting the amount of people I could help because of this this need, or not need, but this feeling of people are going to not like me. They're going to think I'm abandoning them. All of these things that pop up when you're starting to grow. And I remember maybe it was a year or two ago, and we've been coaching probably for 7 years, I think now. It's been a while, so it's been a long journey. But you talked about Jeff Bezos, the head of Amazon, and saying, Jeff Bezos doesn't do this. Jeff Bezos doesn't do that. And it's so true. And that's been something that I've kept in the forefront of my head, is that I'm, I'm Jeff Bezos. I'm not a little small town or small business owner anymore. I'm starting to grow that. And while I don't think that our business is going to get to Amazon level, that's really not my vision. Not in my vision, but if somebody wants to create that in my world and create it in the culture that I've wanted and then the ways that we do it, and they want to take it off and do that, that's fabulous. I'm just not going to be the one to create that in my business, which is where I'll go next, is as on my next evolution. But it's still the similar concepts, even though it's not a huge business.
When you're ready for freedom, you find the courage to scale, but you don't have to do it by yourself. It can be so much easier, and it starts with you attending the Unstoppable Woman Summit, which, if I do say so myself, is going to be off the charts. Join me this November for an electrifying 3-day virtual event where female entrepreneurs from all over the world gather to learn how to scale their business and unlock the freedom they desire. And a special offer to all podcast fans. Get your seat today by using the link theunstoppablewoman.com/breakthrough and save $500 on your ticket right now. Go grab your ticket and I will see you at the summit.